Oh, but how much do we have? 2 iron. That's not great. That if we only ever get 2 iron, uh, that means we won't be able to build frigates, and frigates are very important in the naval game. And since we're on an island, the naval game is very important to us. But the good thing is we can see that England has no iron, which means even if we fail to take England out by the time they get their ships of the line, they will not have the capacity to build them unless they trade for iron, which that's certainly possible. But at least we know they don't have iron natively within their borders. That's nice to know. So yeah, fishing boat, that'll be important to get, so we can start working these whales. That should hopefully increase the food output of the whales, I hope. A new pantheon. Desert folklore, +1 faith from desert tiles. Now that could actually be fairly scary if someone positioned right near a desert got that, like say Egypt or someone. Okay, most literate people. Are we seriously number 37? Wow. I would have thought we would have been so much better than that. Get out of my land, barbarians. Get away from my ocean. Oh, looks like the last player who hasn't founded a city yet has founded a city. That's wonderful. Okay, Edinburgh has grown. Excellent. Yeah. So, once we get a worker, we'll definitely want to start mining the iron. An unmet player has entered the classical era. That's cool. Edinburgh is starving. Why? There's not a ship anywhere. Please don't starve Edinburgh. I need to get that oligarchy. Which that just gives us more combat strength. Is this new? Religious settlements, okay. Hopefully that barbarian goes away and we don't lose our precious population. That would be a shame. It's weird though, I can't see the unit that would be blockading the whales. Another player has entered the classical era. Another has entered the classical era. We're actually starting to rise a bit in score, which is odd considering how that happened as Edinburgh started to starve. Good to know. And I guess Edinburgh is completely content with the amount of land it owns. I mean, Edinburgh, have a bit of a concept of scarcity. I mean, do you see how many coastal tiles are everywhere around you? Right? Now, how many forested hills are around you? Maybe it would be a good idea to diversify a bit and get some forested hills before you can't. Just a suggestion. Man, do I Man, do I envy London's terrain. Of course, being in the classical era doesn't mean too much. I mean, that to be in the classical era, someone could have researched pottery to sailing to optics, and boom, classical era.
He who commands the sea has command of everything.
Good to know. So we can make cargo ships, triremes, workboats. That's good. So we'll definitely want to make a workboat so we can start working our whales. We'll want a trireme so we can defend our whales. And although we'll want to get the lighthouse as soon as possible. Because, yeah, that extra food and production will be amazing for us. We seem to be climbing the scoreboard now. Not that the scoreboard matters too much at this stage of the game, but it's good to know if you're doing well in it. Yeah, so I think workboat is probably out of these things the most important thing to be building. And someone had better finish the Great Library soon, so I don't feel so bad about not going for it. Because, I mean, if I finish this workboat and the Great Library hasn't been built, then I probably could have built the Great Library. If I really tried to. So let's look at those demographics now. 14th in literacy, Elizabeth at number 1. That's unsettling. We aren't doing too well in these yet. Hopefully that can change in the near future. Another positive thing about optics is it'll let us get these ruins and potentially get a settler out there to colonize Ireland. So we have another civilization with a pantheon, one with nature. Our getting a religion is coming ever closer. We're now over halfway to a religion, which is great. The Temple of Artemis has been built. Good. +1 production. Let's mine that iron. So we definitely don't want to do anything with this forest right now because that forest gives us extra faith. Simple as that. And we're being blockaded. Again. Curse you, barbarians. And curse the fact that I only have one decent tile anywhere around here. I mean, seriously, that's like the only thing that gives us... I don't know. Here, die. Yes, I know Edinburgh is starving. There's not really much I can do about it. I could go to food focus, and we'd still be starving. There's actually literally nothing I can do about it. I mean, I'm actually working literally as many food tiles as I possibly can. Yeah. So, it's also not very good that we don't have... We're losing gold. That's not ideal. That really is not ideal. I generally don't wake up in the morning and say, you know what I want to do today? I want to lose a bunch of gold. Okay. Good. Now we are just stagnating. That's better. A bit better. But a bit better is still better. That's what I always say. A bit better is still better. Okay, God of War for a new pantheon. Now then, the ideal situation for religion would be just to, as far as we're concerned, is just to have us have the first religion in the world, cherry pick every belief we want, and have and have all the other religions being like Asia or the Americas or something. That way we have absolutely no competition and get our religion everywhere and have tons of money because we'll get the tithe belief. Elizabeth has entered the classical era. Okay, that's not good for us. And I think if anyone looked at our two civilizations, they'd clearly say Elizabeth is the more powerful civilization. But I mean, what am I going to do? Well, one thing is we need to get a lighthouse built in Edinburgh as soon as possible. A lighthouse in Edinburgh could be a huge game changer. Another thing is I think a settler in Ireland, that would be great for us. Absolutely wonderful. Because Ireland looks fairly good. I mean, we could grab the sheep over there. Oh, no. England's going to get Ireland. Oh. That's not good. Well, we can only hope that their settler gets captured by barbarians. Darn you, England. Darn you. You know, maybe we'd be more successful if these barbarians were constantly, blockading us. Workboat. Okay, so I can get here and start working. Awesome. So that'll actually give us more food from the whales when they aren't being blockaded, which that's good. Okay, so we'll have optics in 5 turns. We'll build a trireme. I feel like that'll be a worthwhile investment. Especially, I mean, if England's settler gets captured or something, that would be wonderful, but that's not terribly likely. Which, if England settles Ireland, that'll mean a lot more work for us as far as eliminating them. Now, of course, we could just banish them to the island of Ireland and just basically take them off of the island of Britain and say, here, you get to survive, but just barely over here in Ireland. And, you know, that wouldn't be too bad. We'd probably still be the dominant power of the British Isles if we did that. But I prefer total annihilation. That way they don't. That way you don't make an enemy and instead just kill an enemy. You know? Alright. It's like they always say. Why make an enemy when you could kill a potential enemy? Or, you know. New Pantheon. Fertility rights, 10% faster growth rates. And also, Goddess of Love, +1 happiness from cities with population of over 6. We have a civilization entering the classical era, that's good. Well, not particularly good for us, but good for them, good for them. Oh my gosh, these stupid barbarians. Edinburgh has starved because of these barbarians. I was thinking, oh, I'm on an island. I'll have like no problem with barbarians. Apparently not. Someone stole Stonehenge from me. Oh well. I should have built that for historical accuracy's sake. Also, no one's built the Great Library yet. I probably could have built that. But then again, if I had built that, I wouldn't have built a bunch of other stuff, which probably ended up helping me more in the long run anyways. Oh my gosh, these barbarians are going to destroy Edinburgh. I'm not even joking. I mean, these barbarians have halved even Edinburgh's population. This is worse than having a bunch of warriors come in and pillage your lands. At least that you can do something about. From turn 1. Can I purchase a trireme? No, they're pretty expensive as it turns out. No, and I'm probably actually going to lose another population to these barbarians. Please tell me barbarians cannot pillage improvements. I mean, barbarian ships can't pillage my ships. That would be a nice small mercy. I should have gone for sailing quicker. More classical era. I mean, I'll join them soon. But, yeah. Yeah. So far, Edinburgh is not doing great. Oh! They settled York right there in that little peninsula thing. Okay, works for me. Of course, now I can't settle where I wanted to in Ireland. But hey, I would much rather them settle there than have settled in Ireland. Because Ireland is mine.
You made an instrument to know if the moon shine at full or need. He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened.
Okay, we've made it to the classical era. Okay, let's go for mathematics now. The trireme is almost ready. I can't believe that we've actually been driven to starvation by barbarians. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm really not doing too great in any of these. I'm almost last in soldiers, believe it or not. I hate being blockaded from just outside of my view. These stupid barbarians and their blockades. Like, seriously, this is actually some of the worst trouble I've ever had with the barbarians. At least when they pillage improvements, that generally only slows you. They've actually sent me back, if you can believe it. You guys are gonna feel my wrath now. Die, you stupid barbarians.